Welcome to the SpeakHer Podcast with your host, Camille Essick, the podcast where creators and innovators connect. Let's get started.
Listen, for the SpeakHer Podcast. Vibe in your ear. It's the SpeakHer Podcast. Can we be your ear candy?
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Camille, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the SpeakHer Podcast. Of course, this is the podcast where innovators and creators connect. What I need you to do right now is hit that notification bell and subscribe. Some amazing things are happening as we kick off the 2026-27 season of the pod. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that has actively supported this podcast through sponsorship. If you have subscribed, downloaded, shared with friends, tuned in on episodes, I really appreciate you for doing so. From all of my active supporters, I definitely want to say thank you. More importantly, I definitely want to thank my podcast guests of past, present, and the ones to come for your transparency, for sharing your journeys, your stories, your experiences, and just taking the time out of your busy schedules to sit down and talk to me. I really appreciate that more than you could ever know. Getting right into things, we have hit one of our major milestones of 11,000 downloads. That's super exciting, and that is streaming domestically and abroad. We're now available in 80 countries, 1,447 cities and counting. To believe where I began with this podcast to where we are now, words cannot express the gratitude and the growing and continued support. And of course, I'm working to continue to grow this podcast and bring you more impactful conversations touching the community and the culture, especially where we are right now with our society. It's important now than it's ever been. So if you've been tracking and following me here with the SpeakHer Podcast, over the course of the year, I've been working to expand the podcast experience as a whole, tapping into another level of creativity. Now, if you didn't know, since I was about 14, I started writing poetry. I had a journal. I was one of those journaling teenagers. Yes, I journaled as a teen and even into my young adult years. And then on and off, of course, life will life, and we kind of step away from the pen and paper. But over the last few months, I've gotten back to that and began writing. And I've been taking some of our most popular conversations and episodes from the podcast, nuances from those conversations, and turning them into songs. And lo and behold, we have the SpeakHer Podcast soundtrack, tongue-tied, the SpeakHer Podcast soundtrack. And I've been so excited about this journey within the podcast just because I always want to stand out. I always want to be different. The podcasting world is so vast and so expansive, and I've always just wanted to be my own person within the realm of podcasting. And so I've always had a love for music. I'm a 90s girly. I love music. And so I figured this was a great way to take the love of what I've had as far as writing and creativity and music and incorporate it in a way to make the podcast experience more enhanced for you as a listener, and if you're viewing online as well. And in doing so, the doors just continue to fly open for me, and I'm appreciative of that because since doing so, the soundtrack to the SpeakHer Podcast is now streaming on Tidal. That's right, now available on Tidal Music, and of course, the visuals. Not all the songs have videos, but some of them do. Those visual experiences are available on my YouTube channel and across streaming platforms as well. If you're on the go, it's there for you to listen to. Now, I do want to get into a little bit of the backstory regarding the podcast. One of the things I want to talk about during this episode is the color pink. Why is that? I'm so glad you asked. So May 23rd, no. May 28th, 2003, my grandmother passed away. She succumbed to breast cancer, and I just miss her. Both of my grandparents are phenomenal people, Thomas and Margie Winfrey. I miss them tremendously. Words cannot express how much I really miss them. But my grandmother, she was really the glue, the heartbeat of our family, and just a way to continue to take her with me and just acknowledge her impact in my life and the things she poured into me. I selected the color pink, not just for her succumbing to breast cancer alone, but to also just commemorate who she was as a woman. And my grandmother was graceful, very poised, classy woman, the life of the party, social butterfly. Everyone loved her, and there was no one that she met that they left in her presence as a stranger. She was very caring, very perceptive. My grandmother was a very perceptive woman, discernment. She could read people as far as being able to just perceive their true heart and spirit. Very, very accurate. She was very accurate with that. And that coupled with just her poise, her grace, very intelligent. She was funny. Oh my gosh, my grandmother was hilarious. All that together, the color pink embodies that. And so whatever I've done in terms of social media identity, I've always incorporated that color. And that's just my nod, my wink as far as acknowledging her and carrying on her legacy and her memory. I'm so excited to announce that beginning February, it kicks off officially the new live episodes of the SpeakHer Podcast. We're moving to Tuesdays in this season and chapter of the podcast, just because of some personal things happening with my personal schedule. It just works best for me right now. And so we've slid the podcast up on the weekly calendar from Thursdays to Tuesday. Same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be live on Facebook and YouTube for those viewing. And if you miss the replay, no worries. You can catch the replay. They will be available on YouTube. But to get the tea first, you gotta be on the live. Great conversations. We're starting out the season with an exclusive interview. I'm excited to announce that information is going out via email to my subscribers first. So be sure to watch your emails, and then the release, it'll be on the website, CamilleEssick.com. Be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe. That way you can stay in the loop. Now, I do not like to bombard my subscribers because I know you're already getting tons of emails from everyone else. So if I'm emailing you, it's because there's information that you need. So slide over right now, be sure to do that and tap right on in. Now, February is a month of love. So we've got some new faces and a couple of familiar ones, but definitely I'm always looking to bring new voices to the podcast, just because as a community, we're not a monolith. And so I always want to showcase and highlight the diversity of who we are as a people. And so this month is going to be very, very exciting. Now, as far as music, I just released the latest track. It is the trilogy to On Red. This is the final installment of the On Red saga. I did the premiere over the weekend because we were snowed in. We had Snowmageddon. And I hope you all are safe out there. But yes, I did the premiere of the video, the visual experience over the weekend on my YouTube channel. And the song itself is now streaming on Tidal and other platforms. And you can also stream the audio version on YouTube, but I definitely want you to see the visual experience on my YouTube channel. Of course, you know how to end it in only the way that I could, but I think it gives us all some closure. And of course, I'm going to bring out and release more music for this year and season of the SpeakHer Podcast. Well, you all, this is just a quick little, I guess, a behind the scenes episode of the SpeakHer Podcast. I think it may be a good idea to do more. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. You can send me an email at thespeakerpodcast@gmail.com, and be sure to follow me on Instagram. You all continue to be safe, be dry, stay off the roads if you can, and until the next one, you all be blessed. Good night or good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the SpeakHer Podcast. Be sure to follow Camille on Instagram at camille.essick, Facebook at the SpeakHer Podcast, or www.camilleessick.com.
It's the SpeakHer Podcast. Can we be your ear candy? Let's ride the feeling. Listen, let us speak.